So what are we doing today, kid? Are we going on a little excursion? Are we having an adventure? We're gonna go look at some mammoths? Or maybe some mammoth bones? That's what I'm thinking.
He's looking for a tree.
I'm thinking he is.
Yes, he is.
I generally don't show that on video.
It's nature.
You gonna look at that tree too? Okay. So we're gonna get up here. We're doing this today because it's hot as hell and it's an indoor activity that's air conditioned. So we figure that's a good choice. Whew, definitely warm in the sun.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
This is pretty impressive. I think it said that there were over 60 mammoth remains discovered here. Most of them are Columbian. There are a few woolly mammoths as well. And in many cases, they have left the fossils in situ. So like, look at that big femur, maybe, right there in the foreground. Come.
Those ones are too big for this dog to carry.
So yeah, you can see so many different kinds in there. And as you can see, this is an active dig site. So that's pretty cool. So the story here is that this was discovered when a guy named Anderson had a bulldozer start digging with the intention of putting in a housing development. And the bulldozer turned up bones almost immediately. And they called in a paleontologist, I guess, and the recommendation was to leave it in situ. And so he sold it for, I guess, the cost of what he had paid for the land to begin with. And it's completely enclosed and air conditioned, which is very nice. So it's also interesting to think about how this developed, because it's kind of unusual. This was a sinkhole that formed in the Paleozoic period. And basically what would happen was the water in the sinkhole was pretty warm. So the mammoths would come to the sinkhole and then they would jump in because there was lush vegetation growing up around the edges of it, but the level of the water was below, and so they couldn't get out. And so that's how they all ended up here. Just look at this. Pretty amazing. How would you like to have your RV steps leading out to this? That'd be a thing, huh? That would definitely be a thing. And this is a good example here of all the different sediment layers. I mean, here we're looking at 140,000 years ago, but 50,000 years of sediment can be seen as we walk around this entire site. That's very impressive. So we came from over there, and now we're over here. And of course, they didn't just find the mammoth bones. They do a lot of water washing on some of the sediments to discover lots of additional fossils as well. But just look at all these tusks, like all in one place. And look at that. Just look at it. That's pretty impressive. All right, here's another kind of giant short-faced bear right here. That's impressive. What's this guy besides scary looking? So predator top speeds. Polar bears, the fastest, 24 miles per hour. Oh, sorry, slowest. Humans, 24 miles per hour. Brown bears, black bears, saber-toothed cats, giant short-faced bears were pretty quick. The American lion, gray and dire wolves, cougars, and the American cheetah at 66 miles per hour. 45 for cougars. So there's the giant short-faced bear versus the American black bear, coyote, North American beaver, humans. Interesting. There's the polar bear, spectacled bear, American black bear, grizzly, Kodiak, European cave bear. Look at that skull. Wow. Wow. I'm very impressed actually. So the admission here is $13 if you're over 60, I think. And I think it's either 15 or 17 if you're otherwise an adult. And then of course there's the younger child price as well. Oh, there was a pygmy mammoth that was only 1.8 meters tall. Woolly mammoths and Asian elephants are similar. African elephants are bigger. The Columbian mammoth is the biggest at 4 meters, and there were more of those than there were of the woolly mammoths. They also have all of these QR codes that you can scan and listen or read. But just look at all these bones. And this is called the Mammoth Site. We're in Hot Springs, South Dakota. Kit's a little anxious because his friend Barb got further ahead of him and he can't see her now. We'll catch up. We'll catch up. Okay. I don't know if I guess they're not actively digging in that part yet, but who knows? It could happen. Oh, wow. Look at this. A couple of like completely reassembled over there. Wow. The position of these bones suggests that this mammoth died slumped forward against the steep outer wall. When the wall collapsed inward, it carried remains backward and separated the bones as shown in the diagram. A large boulder was found resting atop the skull, lending strong evidence to support this hypothesis. Just look at the rib cages over there. Wow. I don't know, I'm really impressed, guys. I'm very impressed. Wow. I mean, it's almost like being in a cave or a cliff dwelling. I guess we'll find out when we read the sign what these actually are, but I'm guessing...
Down there.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're woolly, because they're big.
They look like two different
No, sorry,
types.
Columbia. Maybe it's both of them. Maybe this is woolly, and that's Columbia, because the Columbians are bigger.
Yeah, because when even looking at the tusks and things...
And the head shapes
and
are
the
different.
head shapes are different, so I think it's two different
Yeah.
elephants.
Okay. So, what's the difference between a Columbian and a woolly mammoth?
A couple of tons.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just amazed at the sheer quantity as well as the quality. I mean, even looking at the remnants, you know, I mean, you can see how the bones kind of went together from here. I think that's very, very cool. Napoleon is the oldest and most complete Columbian mammoth found at the site. He was probably about 49 years old when he died. So I guess it's that guy right down there looking at it. And he was approximately 49 years old. That's pretty impressive. I'm very impressed with the quantity and how clearly you can see how this happened. It's pretty amazing.
And it's also neat that they're putting the stride right so you know that it's 140,000 years ago. And as you go down,
Yeah,
see now
exactly.
at the very bottom was 190,000 years ago, which is where
Right.
they landed.
Yeah. Are they working hard or hardly working? I think we'll go with working hard.
Yeah.
So they got an on-site lab. It's a very cool facility, actually. So all in all, I would say I'm glad we came.
I think it's worth it.
Totally worth it. I would recommend it if you find yourself doing Black Hills stuff. You know, if you find yourself doing Black Hills stuff, this would be a good place to come visit as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so cool. Can we just spend the afternoon here in the air conditioning?
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I think we're doing pretty good for people that are chasing 100.
Yeah. What happened to chasing 73? We seem to have gotten that one wrong. Oh, wait a minute. I want to see these. All right, so these are, oh, very cool, actually. Yeah, you got to look through the microscope or the magnifier. I'm not quite sure what that is, but this is like one of whatever that was. And then we got some little ones. This is a prairie dog metacarpal. This is a vole tooth. I'm pretty impressed. A minnow vertebra. Okay, here we got a snail shell. This is an ostracod. See if we can get that in there for you. I have no idea what an ostracod is. Oh, they're small crustaceans that can be found in most aquatic environments. Great indicators for water temperature and salinity. And then this is a knotwood seed from the family Polygoniaceae, present worldwide and is comprised of about 1,200 species, including edible plants such as sorrel and rhubarb. Interesting. All right, so I guess we're gonna head out. Say goodbye to the fossils. Stop. Stop. Kit, if you're walking under my feet, hey, come here. If you're walking under my feet, you're gonna get stepped on, little boy. So don't do that. And then we've got some more exhibits out here that show, you know, the excavation process, I guess. And other treasures from the permafrost. Oh, so here's an example of how this happened. Sinkhole, sinking mammoth. So this is a baby woolly mammoth. Discovered in May 2007 on the bank of the Urib River on the Yamal Peninsula in northwestern Siberia by a reindeer herder. This one is the first mummified woolly mammoth baby found on the Eurasian continent. Kind of looks like a cow, sort of. Like a Highland cow, almost. Interesting. Wow. Very cool. This is a dire wolf. And, you know, a little bit surprising. I used to see them in, you know, fantasy books that I was reading. They'd show up. And I always thought that they were made up, but they're not. This is a ground sloth. That's ginormous. And that is a California condor. What do we got over here? A saber-toothed cat. There's the saber-tooth. All right. Okay, I gotta say I'm really impressed because the bone bed was impressive enough, but then they've got all these displays that explain a lot more. Pack rats as bone collectors. That doesn't surprise me because they're pack rats. They collect everything. Okay. This is a mammoth femur. Ooh, look at all of these. A mastodon tooth, an African elephant tooth, woolly mammoth tooth, mammoth mandible. Oh, we can actually touch these replicas. Okay, that's why we can touch them. That would make sense. And then we got pronghorn. Look at all the examples up here. Channel Islands pygmy mammal off the coast of California. I had no idea. And you know, I don't think I've ever been to Channel Islands National Park, so I may have to check that out. Very interesting. Okay, so they've got an interactive area that I don't exactly understand, but that's okay. All right, I think we're going to check out the gift shop. Probably not going to buy anything. Look at that. Wow. Wow. And they got lots and lots of choices. Look, we could get a woolly mammoth. Would you like your own very own woolly mammoth? We could do it.